What's going on YouTube? OCD for EDC here, and what I got for your face balls today is an OTF. This is the Benchmade Autocrat, and I'm sitting here with my lovely wife Molly. Say hello.
Hey.
And we are going to be talking about this sweet OTF right here. There's some really cool things about it. There's a few other things that are meh, and we're going to get into it. First off, right off the top, this was provided to me by the Apex Pass Around group. So that means this came from Benchmade itself to the group, and it is passed around between all of us. And so you can see multiple other people's reviews on this very same knife. All right, so what we're looking at here is this is Benchmade's newest OTF offering, and we've got an aluminum chassis with slabs of G10 on front and back. Pocket clip is reversible for tip down carry and right or left side. You do have the firing button is on the spine of the knife instead of being on the flat like some others are. Really, for me, it's just a matter of which one you think is more comfortable or what's better for you. Personally, I kind of like it being up here, but I know other people like it being on the flat of the knife on the scale. But anyway, it's kind of personal preference. It does come with a really nice deep carry pocket clip, which I do really like that. And otherwise, it's pretty straightforward, honestly. Really the biggest difference here is the slabs of G10. Most all OTFs from all the big players, when you're talking OTFs, like Microtech, Guardian Tactical, Heretic Knives, everybody's doing all aluminum construction. And I do have a Guardian Tactical here that we can compare it to. This happens to be the Recon Elite 4-inch blade version. I think it's just called the Recon Elite, actually. But we'll bring that back out in a minute and talk about that. So, first things first, we'll get some... It did it again.
It did it
right
again.
there.
It sounds so jiggly. It makes noise.
Yeah, it does make noise. So this just started happening. It doesn't happen every time. It only happens sometimes. And I'm not sure what's going on here, but if you pull it out... all I did was grab the blade and pull out. It locks back in, and then it fires reliably. However, there have been just a couple of times where this thing has misfired.
I don't know about you, but when me and the Jets are fighting the Sharks, I can't be having my knife
misfires.
fail.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over the dimensions real quick. So you've got an overall length of 8.727 inches. You've got a handle length of 5.044 inches. Blade length of 3.683. Handle thickness is 5.93. Blade stock thickness is a very slim for an OTF, 91 thousandths, which is really nice. And behind the edge thickness is 23 thousandths, pretty consistent all the way across. Balance point on this knife is going to be somewhere. Oh, it's a little further back than I thought it was going to be. Right there. So there's your balance point, if I can get it all in frame.
So having that thin of a blade is a good thing in this case?
Thin edge. But the thin blade, yeah, having a thin blade stock. S30V is pretty robust and pretty strong, so it doesn't really worry me that the blade stock is the 90.
It worries me.
91 thousandths. Okay.
It makes me nervous, not really nervous, but it seems like flimsy to me.
All right. So let's get a weight.
You heard it here first, my opinion.
Yep. Let's get a weight on this thing. So 3.892 ounces. Just to put that into comparison, the Guardian Tactical is a little bit larger of a knife, but weight on this one is 6.104. So definitely a heavier knife with the Guardian Tactical. And just to give you a difference in size here, if we line them up on the back, you can see, you're looking about a half inch longer on the Guardian. But you also got a lot more blade here and a lot thicker blade stock, although the blade is perforated. We can do it this way. You can see them together. So you can see there that the blade is significantly longer on the Guardian Tactical. It's taller. It's just bigger all the way around. With the Benchmade, you're getting a true dagger blade. The Guardian Tactical in this configuration is obviously a Tanto. But this the mechanics are very, very similar here. All right, so with the Autocrat, most OTFs carry really well because they're a pretty small package, even though they're sometimes quite long. They always work well in the pocket, and this one's no different. It works well. You've got this. You can see the flats here, where the thickest portion of the handle's right in the middle, and then it's chamfered down. You hold it in your hand. Tell me if you think it's comfortable. I think it's comfortable in hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Can I do it?
Yeah, go ahead. There you go.
Don't mess with us, Jet.
When you do that, can you feel the spring resonate in your hand? Like, brrr?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah.
Yeah. So, to me, although I like the G10 because it's warm, certainly this is one of the better OTFs in cold weather. If you're going to be using an OTF in cold weather without gloves, you still do have exposed aluminum around the edges. But, where your fingertips land and all that kind of thing, it's all G10 in comparison to something that's full aluminum. Just feel the difference. Grab that one.
Yeah, I've handled this one before.
Yeah, and
she's,
do it.
She's cold right now.
It's cold right now. What do you think as far as the action? Is this one smoother? Is it better in any way?
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
It's more like... What's a good word to use? It's more authoritative. Mm-hmm. It just does it and it's done.
Yep.
It's just
in and out.
Just fucking do it to them.
So here we go. Speed. Oh, the Benchmade did it again. So I don't know what's going on here. I carried this a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. But one of the things that I really like about the Guardian Tactical is it has this hardened steel plate that the button rides on, and you can see those kind of two lines there. Those are because there are ceramic balls that are mounted in the underneath side of the switch, and so instead of producing all that friction, where you can see the blue rubbing off of this switch here, most OTFs are like the Benchmade. Guardian Tactical has come up with a little bit better assembly for this, and so it offers an almost frictionless feel to the switch. And although the spring is very tight in the Guardian Tactical, it is just a nice solid feel both directions with the Guardian. Really nice knife.
Can't these things get dirt and dust down in them, and that can be causing this business? Absolutely.
And I don't know what this, I've only had this thing for a handful of days, so I don't know what happened to it prior to me getting it.
You don't know what dirty scrub had it?
yeah, well, I could go down the list and find out who had it. But, maybe there got some dirt in it. I haven't put it in any sort of dirty situations. But yeah, definitely. It could just be dirty. No doubt about it. It's something minor. I'm not faulting them for this, because when I was using this knife, there were no issues like this at all. The first time that ever happened literally was just a minute before I turned the camera on. So I'm not sure what's going on, because the whole time I've had this knife, it never misfired one time. So maybe it just is camera shy. Maybe that's what's going on.
He likes to perform in private.
The Autocrat is camera shy. But, so
it's
you can
okay,
see
buddy.
here...
You can do it.
I'm not sure whether or not the hardware here is titanium. It very well could be. It might be stainless. I'm not sure. But I do like the way the G10 feels.
It does feel good.
Yeah, it does feel really nice. However, between the two, if both were the same price, which one would you choose?
This one.
Okay. What if I told you one was cheaper than the other? Would it matter? Would you if this one were more expensive, would you still take it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's actually the cheaper of the two. And this one's a really expensive one for these types of knives.
Right, so I'm the wiener.
Okay. This one is actually a limited production elite version, which is actually, they go for about $400. This one, in this configuration, this one sells for $408, and it's the cheapest one of these you can buy.
I don't feel good about that.
They go up in price from there up to about $430 or $440.
No offense, Benchmade. I just don't feel good about that.
Okay.
And that's coming from a person that has a Benchmade
Yep.
in her purse.
Yep.
And also has a Benchmade sweatshirt, which I love.
Yeah. She loves the Benchmade hoodie. So one of the things that I don't like about the Autocrat is I love the feel of the G10. However, I think this comes just from the way it's constructed. So it's kind of I love the feel, but I think it almost cheapens up the knife a little bit because of the way they had to make this. So you've got this milled aluminum section that creates the rigidity and the frame of the knife with these slabs of G10 overlaying it. But when you shake the knife, the spring, it rattles. Here, let me see if I can...
Yeah,
I mean, it just...
It gives it an overall cheap feel.
There's
something about it.
Yeah.
And that's a combination of the rattle, the thinness of the blade, and the G10 scales maybe all like are colliding to make me feel like it feels cheap. I don't know.
Yeah, and when it fires...
nothing against any of those things individual. Well, I mean, the rattling's not cool, but... Yeah,
no, the rattling, it's just... I don't know. It feels a little bit cheap for a multitude of reasons. And it's not so much when you just feel the G10, it feels really nice. It's when you're working it. It's when you're actuating the button, the blade's coming out, the way it resonates in your hand, the hit of the blade. It doesn't have the same sort of crisp,
authoritative badassery.
Yeah, where this just kind of whack and it goes out and you feel it and it's kind of that hard hit in your hand. This doesn't offer that. And I don't know. I like the look. I like the size. I like the shape. I like the profile of it. It's certainly going to work good in the pocket. Love the deep carry clip. That part's great. And they didn't, I could do without this big lanyard hole on the back of this thing. You can see there on the Guardian Tactical, it's got a glass breaker. Don't really need that. So I like that they did away with all that on the back of the Autocrat. That I enjoy. And like I said, I love the clip. Otherwise, to me...
It all just comes together to feel wrong.
Yeah, to me...
that kind of stuff. Yeah.
To me, this knife... It's really the price, because I think I would love it if it was, $300.
Really? I wouldn't even pay that much.
Yeah, I think but I also know what is in this and know what the market. So like
so mine's totally like fly by the seat of my pants.
Yeah,
I wouldn't pay $100 for it.
Yeah, and maybe $250 is the better, because you can buy a UTX 85 or the UTX 85, an Ultratech, a Guardian Tactical 3.5. Those knives are all you can buy, in between that $250 to $300 range for most models. So, the Benchmade, I like it, but it just, for this kind of price, I feel like it would need to be better than these other models that are out there, and I just don't think that it is. And I'm not saying that because of the few misfires that I've had here. Like I said, that very well could just be due to some dirt that's in there.
Yeah, you've had that happen with other ones in the past as well, and
but those were cheap.
Yeah, but cheap. Still, just
not
a little
nowhere near on this level.
Cleaning, and there is a certain amount of upkeep that you need to do with all of these knives.
Somewhat, yes.
But
that's not a wrong statement. But I've never had any issues like that with this.
Yeah.
So
for the dollars. shouldn't be issues.
Yeah, and that's really my biggest complaint here. The other thing is, it's not really a complaint, but this is a chisel ground blade. So you can see here we've got the secondary bevel on this side, and then on the back side you can see there is no secondary bevel. So there is a primary grind, but no secondary. So it is a chisel ground dagger style blade. I'm not. I don't hate on it for that. I'm fine with the chisel grind. I don't know that the implementation is the best in this situation. I do understand that it makes it a little easier just less edges to sharpen. But it's also S30V, which is just kind of getting stale. And for the price that they're asking for this, it's expensive. $400 pocket knife is no joke. And so, if at least for me, it's not. I mean, I know there's, knives that are way more expensive than that, and I get that.
That's just unacceptable to me.
Yeah, well, for a lot of people, that is unacceptable, and and a lot of people, that's nothing. I mean, there's guys that have way more than that invested in knives. So but when I think about what else is out there for the $400 price range, generally you're not getting G10 on your knives at $400. Or if you are, it's inlays and things like that. And, I just feel like they could have done a little bit better here for what they're asking for the knife. But that's just my opinion. You guys leave a comment below and let me know what you think about the Benchmade Autocrat. Have you guys carried it? I know it's been out for a while. Oh, there it went again. It's almost like it comes out too hard and it just misses the dog out on the end. If you want to see how an OTF works, and the Autocrat's no different, I've got a video out there where I disassemble this Guardian Tactical and I show every aspect of how an OTF works. I'll throw a link up in the description for that video, or I may link it up here somewhere. Actually, I'll do that. I'll put it up here somewhere if I can figure out how to do that.
I was going to say, you're getting fancy.
Whoa. Yeah.
Do you know how to do that?
Sure.
Okay. I'll give her my best.
I'll give her my best. So I'll put that video up here, a few seconds ago. And if you want to check that out, see how the internal mechanics work of an OTF, this one's a good representation. And I go through step by step exactly what's happening as the blade travels out and comes back, and what keeps it out, what keeps it back. Now, blade play, it's something that a lot of people talk about. There's only one OTF out there that I'm aware of that doesn't have any blade play, and that's the Hawk Deadlock. That's a limited production, almost, I think you're going to call that like a mid-tech, or maybe even call it a full custom. That's the only knife I know of that has no blade play. Both of these have blade play, and that's just kind of the nature of the beast. Certainly the blade play is more on the Benchmade versus the Guardian, but I'm just expect that, so that doesn't really affect my decisions here one way or the other. Really, it just comes down to price. This is the entry level Autocrat is $408, and they go up from there. If you want different colors, coated blade, yada yada, they go up, like I said, up to about $430, $440, depending on where you buy it and what options you get. For the Guardian, this is their very top of the line as $400. So actually, it was $395, I think. So it's just under $400. Gets you their top of the line deal. So I don't know. It just feels a little too expensive.
Agreed.
Okay. Well, there you go. You heard it from us. Take that for what it's worth.
No, what I say is it. It's what, no, I'm kidding.
All right, guys.
Your opinions.
Hopefully you enjoyed that, and hopefully the Autocrat, if it's something you're interested in, we helped you out with that. Like I said, I think overall it's a good knife. It just doesn't have as good a feel as some others out there. Personally, I'm pretty fond of Guardian Tactical. In the OTF game, it's pretty hard to beat what they're doing right now. And they've got some really cool models out there. They may not be as slick looking and whatnot. That's just a matter of personal preference. But they're definitely making quality quality knives. So anyway, thanks a lot, guys. Check the comments below. Like I said, I'll throw links up for the video, the disassembly video, and that sort of thing. If you want to check out my Patreon, there's links in the description below. And if you want any of the new stickers that we have, you can send me an email. And we will catch you next time. Thanks. Have a good one.
Bye, beach.
Bye.